All right, Tom, walk me through how Sauce Gardner wound up a Colt.
There's not many out-of-nowhere blockbusters where there's not been whispers, there's not been reports, rumors, or anything. This was something that had been in the works for a while. In the initial phone conversations, and this is like 3 weeks ago, they kind of agreed, hey, if this is going to actually happen, we got to keep all this really, really tight. The first call, I was told, was from the Colts assistant general manager, Ed Dodds, to Darren Muji. And it was the usual kind of feel-out calls of, hey, like, who's available? Who would you move? And Muji's answer, more or less, was anybody on the team's available for a price. That night, Chris Ballard, the Colts GM, called Muji back and was like, hey, what would you think about moving Sauce? Then last week, they kind of reconnected. And at that point, Chris Ballard knew that the price was going to be really high. There's like no precedent for a 24-year-old all-pro corner who is cost-controlled on a fresh extension that was signed like 3 or 4 months ago. They viewed this as both the short and long-term type of a fix. Monday morning, they talked again. Then Chris Ballard basically said, hey, I got to go to my owner. That's Carlie-Irsay Gordon. Essentially, it got to a point where I was told Carlie said something to the effect of like, all right, why don't we just go get the best guy? And so by Monday night,
love it.
Chris Ballard was coming back and saying, all right, we will do the 2-1s. Darren Muji said, hey, I got to talk to Woody Johnson. He's over in London. Tuesday morning, Muji calls back for, as a lot of these big trades go, one more ask. And it was, hey, how about you throw in A.D. Mitchell? And they decided, okay, let's do this thing. One of the timing complication was most of the Jets organization was at Nick Mangold's funeral at that time. So they had to keep it quiet for a few more hours. Then once, the Jets brass was able to leave and not have their phones lighting up during the funeral, that's when Sauce was called in and told he was being traded to the Colts.
Was there anything going on rumor-wise that Sauce could be had to lead the Colts to say, what about Sauce?
The Colts were calling everybody in the NFL and trying to find a corner. There was just not a lot out there.